hilly trolls are appearing randomly in different places, in the forest, on the mountain, everything. And mostly people are just like, the only people that are outside are the Adventurers Guild, and of course, like, vision users. But pretty much, there's reports that they're piling in. We're out. Okay. But we would have heard that as we were escaping, so on and so forth.
Okay. Alright, Delik would have been reluctant to answer questions, mostly because he feels like crap, and also because all he can say is, we were separated, we have to trust them to find their own way back.
Okay. Alrighty. So we're going in, the doors open for us, and then the bridge, the bridge has been fortified and everything, the doors open up for us, and we immediately are just kind of rushing in. Ooh, I forgot to turn off climbing. I don't need climbing right now. Okay. Are you you're not carrying me, right? You put me down.
No, I would have set you down. The only reason I picked you up was because I knew you were going to fight as soon as you realized we were missing two, and we did not have time for that. So basically, D-Luke took your choice away from you, as bad as that sounds.
Where's my sad face?
Sucrose will remember that.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Aww.
I feel bad. I really, really do.
Mouse,
Right?
Sucrose will remember that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh no, D-Luke feels like the biggest jackass in Teyvat, but it was necessary.
Yes.
I've lost both of my party members, Void and Garrett.
Oh, I feel bad. However, it was like there was no use us getting killed as well, trying to track them down when. Yeah.
She would have fumbled around trying to find out the answer. It was good that you grabbed her.
Yeah.
So everyone, Alrighty. So everyone were running in. We were basically going as fast as humanly possible. Of course, we couldn't run the whole way, so there was chances for them to do first aid, but that's about it. There was no healers or anything like that. But they just kind of will. Bennett.
Oh, yay! Oh, God damn it.
He's carrying his
He did
surplus
not
of
use his
bandages all the
burst, so-
time.
I did not, because we were on the move, so I didn't.
Okay.
We'll go
Yeah,
Booga.
they couldn't
I
have
still
stopped,
exist.
but he definitely did stuff. I'm gonna talk to you afterwards, Mr. Void. Okay, so, everyone ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Razor, you
The
okay?
doors are
Not
just
gonna
gonna
be
be
able to-
closing behind us.
Razor's not going to be able to run ever again.
What about the orbs, Razor?
You are being held
Are
up
they
by
heavy?
some of the adventurers.
Guy
Okay,
with the
That's fine. So,
Mr.
actually,
Max
so what I'm
has
gonna
them.
do is I'm gonna pop
were
invisible.
they heavy? I mean,
And D-Luke's not in great shape
Yeah,
now
I'm
that
just
the
curious.
adrenaline's
Yeah,
worn off. He's
no,
just-
not as.
He's probably gonna get hauled right to the
not
cathedral.
that heavy.
I was about
Razor's
to roleplay
always
that.
carrying around his sword
Okay.
after all.
Alright.
good point.
They were
So I'm
not
gonna
that
pop
heavy.
invisible.
Alright, so roleplay action, the first thing that happens is the fact that the adventure guilds just immediately go take D-Luke straight to the cathedral. So they're running ahead of us.
Oh.
I hope you'll be fine. I hope you'll be fine.
It's Master D-Luke. He's always fine.
We should
Where
probably
are we
continue.
gonna? Where are we gonna put the books that you had us collect?
We need to get them to Mr.
Justifiably
Albedo as
so.
soon as possible.
Yeah,
Roleplay
Razor,
action is like it takes us
Bennett and
first.
Razor also found
Roleplay
two
Max
other books
punches
that
his
we
fist
found
inside.
while out there. So
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
It cracks.
well let's go ahead and get to at least the headquarters and be able to gather there.
Oh yeah, the books I did
Oh, it's
not.
probably
also
safe
pick
to
up a
say,
map.
yeah, D-Luke's bag was passed off to someone else, so.
Okay, good.
also Razor found a map while we were over there.
Yeah.
A map?
Yeah, roleplay action. Razor will pull out the map and will hand it to
She'll
Sucrose.
take it
Razor,
immediately
don't-
and look over it.
Razor don't know if it's important or not, but it looked important.
Really trying to be
I've never
the
seen these
strong
continents
guy that's
before.
for his
That's a
man and shit like
problem.
that.
Why would they have something that we've never seen? Unless they're making it up.
Or
Razor
maybe
don't know.
it's the
Razor only just
domain map?
figured it looked important.
I don't know. She'll just kind of like hold on to it and just kind of. They're all tired, so they're just going slowly anyway.
Ugh.
The Adventurers Guild are going to the Adventurers Guild, but we need to make sure that we get Master Jean involved.
Mm. Razor don't like stairs.
At this rate,
Come on,
You'll be
Razor,
prudent.
just a little bit more.
if I'll
What?
request more men first in the room.
I don't think you'll be able to get anyone
walk up
through.
at least 2 more rows of stairs.
My men
Maybe
are
3.
resourceful. They can make it through.
Remember, you have to be going in groups even to survive right now. But
Oh,
with
don't worry
less
about it.
beast, it should be okay.
Oh, don't worry about it,
Oh,
Sucrose.
what a shame. I really thought these books would last. Oh. I'll take them anyway. Seems like Master D-Luke was taken ahead.
Why does city have to have so many stairs?
Don't worry about it. Need to report it.
Too many.
Before we go in, I need to know what happened to Garrett. And Lorraine. Lorraine.
They didn't come
Garrett
out of the
and
portal.
Rain had to enter through a different portal. It looked like they were in an ocean portal.
What do you mean?
The portals were not constant. The portals were not constant. They changed a lot. They had to, when they went in just in time for it to change into ocean world.
I've never heard of portals that are changing.
Question.
That's
of the
the
question of
abyss.
the character.
Use
Wouldn't
your
would the
emotes.
same? Sorry. I'll remember that next time. I'm sorry. Wouldn't Razor and Bennett also have that same thing on their side of the portal too?
What?
What?
Like you said, the portal that they went through was changing. Would it be on both ends or?
Yes,
Like-
we'll only see the
Okay, I
them
wasn't
from
sure.
for flashes. I think Saga explained that.
I wasn't sure. Sorry.
I apologize because the fact that I couldn't explain to it a deeper. Long story short, they went up to the portal, and every 10 or every 3 seconds, it would switch over to a different portal or a different section of Mondstadt. It was obvious the fact that it was different places. When you went through it and turned around, they would see an ever-changing portal, but to different places.
The same thing. Yeah.
Okay, so would Razor I know this would have meant that Razor would have sniffed at the time, but would Razor have been able to tell if the air coming through the portals would have been from Mondstadt or
No.
anything, or no?
The portal has
figuring.
basically had it wasn't exact, it was just a clear window.
Gotcha.
I mean a see-through window that you can walk through. So there was no like air coming in and through, you just had to pass through it first. So unless he stuck his head through, he wouldn't have been able to sniff it.
Which is not a good idea, as we already know.
But as Razor, you would recognize one of them were forest, and it was very close to Wolvendom.
Okay. Well then, all right. I'll mention that in character then.
Okay. The two of you, if you paid attention, would recognize the fact that there might have been multiple places that were different places of Mondstadt. So, Max is not exactly as familiar. So,
Yes.
okay, roll. There.
Razor could have sworn that one of the portals were fairly close to Wolfendom. I saw lots of trees that Razor was somewhat familiar with.
Not just that, to other places in
Are you sure?
Mondstadt. So wherever they
Yeah,
are, they probably are in Mondstadt. At least I recognized a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing that the place that we ended up leaving, it's been destroyed.
But, so that means, at this moment in time, we destroyed one portal, and there's multiple others throughout Mondstadt?
And
This
we
is what
were
we
being
feared,
chased by
but-
hilly trolls as well.
Hilly trolls?
And
And
little
minor
trolls.
trolls.
And
Oh my.
several beast mages. And
So you're
let's just say there was a army. They were gathering
The
an
best thing
army.
to do now. The best thing to do now is to stop worrying about them. They can take care of themselves. What we have to worry about now is the defense of Mondstadt. What with all these creatures pouring out from
But
basically from nothing.
but one of the portals open to where they might ended up. What if there's somewhere in any of the beachy areas is a Mondstadt
If they are
surrounded
here
by
somewhere
the-
close, if they're here somewhere
So-
close, Razor, we can trust them to come back. They're strong,
Mhm.
and they know the way.
I trust they'll
Have
find their
faith.
way back.
Oh no.
As much
But
as I
they'd
hate
be
it,
surrounded by
Thomas.
all those bad guys.
So you mean the fact that they went through a portal and you were being followed, and there's a possibility that they're also being followed?
Slightly.
There's
They
a
just seem to
possibility,
be running
yes.
in all, as people say, haphazardly.
Okay. Understandable.
But don't worry about
I-
them, Sucrose. I trust Garrett is already beating them to death as we speak.
I understand
I'm
that
sure
Mr.
Lorraine
Garrett
can handle
and
herself.
Lauren is very good. But it doesn't mean I'm going to not worry about them.
If it'll help you with your worries, I will authorize a party of my men to try and search for the nearby areas where they might have
We
landed.
need to pay attention right now. But if we have no access to those portals, maybe we'd be able to go to Wolvendom and go into the portals themselves. I don't know.
Mm.
Right now, this is why Master Jean is going to have to be able to decide.
And let's get to Master Jean as soon as possible then.
Understandable. Boom, boom, boom.
can only imagine what
Da, da,
wreck my
da.
life has been.
Forgetting the
I
peas.
apologize.
Okay.
We have to go through lots of worlds because the fact that we can't, the worlds are not connected. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna
Mm.
switch into sitting mode for multiple reasons.
okay. Well, you're in a wheelchair
Razor-
anyway, so
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Good boy.
You're in a wheelchair anyway.
let's see.
That's more concerning.
It should be Jean's office by blue. It should be right.
You need some water too,
Here.
Bennett.
Hmm?
You
Sorry?
need some water too.
Hmm? Oh, no.
You need some water too.
No,
Ew.
I'm good. I am good. My RPR is one that got a
Good,
piece of cough.
The
good.
Bean Lord watches your
Razor-
sins and judges you for your lack of water consumption.
I have a bottle of water.
Razor's
I
the
choked on
fear.
it.
I
I
am
choked on my
fear.
water.
Oh, you should
No, you're
fear.
not allowed to choke on your water. Everyone's in.
I did.
And everyone's in.
Actually, do this.
We're not in
Jeez.
character yet, buddy.
I mean, wait for everyone to show up.
Wow, we're not
first.
even all loaded in yet. Gracious.
It's good.
It looked like you were all loaded up for me.
Character. It's fine. It's fine.
Matt,
Everyone's
he's
fine.
being more explosive than the
Princess, come
bombs
here real
that took
quick.
out his men.
Nah, he's being in character.
Too
It's
soon,
fine.
dude.
Processing button here.
Oops.
If you hit that,
Too soon,
lighting
dude.
might become
Too
a little
soon.
less silly.
It's especially less orange.
I'm sorry, it's not my fault that they weren't having a blast.
I don't know
Yeah.
why the heck they decided to make it orange, but
Yeah. There's a post-processing button right here. You should poke it.
what are you doing, Trace?
It's orange.
I told him, I said upon that.
Good.
Mm.
you know, it's just, you know, I said that he was being more explosive than the bombs that took out his men. And he's like, too soon. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not my fault they're not having a blast.
Oh my god.
That is so dank.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay, everyone's here.
Okay.
If Bennett
Texas
said
is here,
that
they're
within Max's
just-
earshot,
I'm
he
pointing
would.
like you could
oh,
see me.
But,
These
but I
men-
He was out
said
of character.
that. That's the thing.
was out of-
I said it.
It was
Did
out
you
of
switch
character.
mouse?
Don't-
What do you mean?
Yeah, it was out of character.
Max,
So
if Max
Yeah,
heard
I am.
that, he
I'm
would
on the floor.
fucking
Oh,
push you against the
okay.
wall
Sorry,
and be
I
like,
thought you were switching to
these men fought those
this
creatures
one.
without
Okay,
any
alrighty,
vision.
let's
No.
They were
I
asking
was
them
going
way
into
too
sitting mode.
much beyond their capabilities. A little
Everyone to the door?
respect would be appreciated.
Max, stop
Oh, dear.
threatening people.
Get to the door.
He's
Razor,
jumping,
don't
okay?
be
Windows!
dear.
Yeah, no, Sake, if I wasn't in sitting mode, this is where I am
don't-
right now.
I don't want to
Okay,
do
so-
anything with
Door.
them.
Door.
Never
Not
mind.
started yet. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
That's right. Right.
Go.
Max pushes open
Huh.
the doors.
Okay. I'm going to go get
Where's the
Mr.
acting Grandmaster?
Mr. Albedo immediately. Sorry, what?
Where's the acting Grandmaster?
I don't know. I was with you.
I'm going to go check on my dear.
So
love.
remember roleplay action. This place is full of people. They have cots for everyone to remember. There's cots. There's personal belongings. This place has become a bunker house. So you probably walked in and she's like, she's out. She's in her office.
Uh-oh.
I'm checking on my dear.
Gives him
library.
a single coin. Thank
Okay.
you.
But,
They're not
Jeez,
pallets.
slow down.
Alrighty. So I'm going to be.
just a moment. I need to go get Mr.
Albedo.
Albedo. Bring all the books in the best we can, and we should be able to find. I believe they're in a meeting right now, Mr. Max.
Motions to his men. Help her with what she needs to do. You've already used them as physical labor anyway.
I suppose we'll be carrying the books to the
Yes.
library then?
Job.
Or...
No, we don't know where she wants us to put them. We have to wait for her to come back with Mr. Albedo.
Right.
Alright, come now, you two. You have
But
to report
we're-
to
we're
the
supposed-
acting Grandmaster.
But
We're
we're
supposed to
supposed to
wait.
be waiting for Sucrose and Albedo.
Well,
We
I'll
got
go on ahead
things
of
that
you.
she had, cause she had that scary things.
Right. Roleplay action Max is like opens his satchel. It's full, like
Yeah.
fuck off heavy. Here are the
Oh.
books, and here are books and other things that I've pilfered from those worlds. Be sure to give those to the knights.
Oh. All right.
And Mena, come. He hands stuff to his men, and they all salute him and just go.
gracious. What the
Uh,
Oh snap! Albedo's actually okay.
I do not know what's happening. Hold on.
Turn off flag.
I just see a floating
I
Albedo,
don't know why I
in a floating
teleported, 'cause
wheelchair.
I was clipped out of the.
It's Professor X.
Oh, sorry. Thank
Albedo
you.
is
I thought
used
I
out
clicked
Professor
right.
X. Physically.
Okay, here I'm going
He
invisible.
just
Just a,
has a lot
flo-
of hair.
just a floating
I
Albedo.
was just gonna like phase in from
Just
the wall.
Albedo in a floating
Evidently that's not in
wheelchair.
the cards.
Alchemy has reached new heights.
If Albedo does end up showing up, just like
Right?
yell at me. Okay, it's this one.
Right. You good to go?
Yeah, roleplay action. Yeah.
Okay. Roleplay action. Max knocks on the door. Knock, 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 knock.
Excuse me, I'm a little busy.
We've come back from that dreadful place. We have news.
Max?
Yes, it is
excuse me.
I.
So basically, she's
Wait.
going to open the door and just kind of. You'll see the fact that there's the Adventures
I
Guild,
don't-
the Adventures Guild
I
group
don't know.
member. There's also soldiers, and
Me
they're
neither.
basically crowded over around the.
I mean, we're supposed to be waiting for sucrose.
What is it?
Alright, good news and bad news. What do you want first?
Both of them. I'm guessing the bad news.
Alright, first things first, we found out that there's more to this where it came from. There's a lecturer that's running the entire show. And he has an entire army in the other side, just waiting to conquer Mondstadt. And we've also lost Garrett and Lorraine.
What?
They're not dead. They're not dead. There was an accident with the portals. They are alive, and they might be heading back here as we speak. So good on them.
Understandable.
I've also.
We already knew about the lector, but not the army. But
Well, now you
we
know.
assumed that the abyss was a part of this. Come on in.
Well, now you know. Is Mondstadt prepared to deal with this?
Yes, of course we're prepared to deal with this.
Do the knights have sufficient weapons? Are the knights sufficiently supplied? What is the
Max.
status of your stores?
Do not belittle our people.
Uh-oh.
I'm not belittling your people, Acting Grandmaster. I'm only asking, what are the capabilities that we have? Because I saw that army out there, and we're going to need a bit more than courage.
Yeah,
Of
there
course
there
we
were
need
a lot
weapons.
of people. There were a lot of bad things over there.
Where's C. Luke? I mean, Mr. T.
He's-
Adventures Guild
being
took
dragged
him
to
for
the
medical
cathedral.
stuff.
It's in the
What
KT's room
happened?
right now. It was in the pre-vet
Come on
shape.
in.
Well,
Come on in.
Sorry.
Close the door behind you.
Interruption.
Well,
He actually
he went
was-
off and fought off some of the Helichos and Mitachos and whatnot while we escaped.
Understandable. Alright, so, in other words, we're going to probably have to pick up the pace. Like I thought, we're going to have to bring the army to them. Where are these places that you said they were coming from? Did you see?
Bennett,
One was Wolfendom. One was a beach.
Yeah, one is in Wolvingdom. We think all the portals are all over Mondstadt.
That's exactly what I thought. Roleplay action, I'm not going to say the voice, but the person in charge of, or Sid is here. Is it Sid? Yeah, Sid. Basically in charge
Cyrus.
of the... Cyrus, there we go.
Cyrus.
Cyrus is here. He basically nods and confirms, and he says, yes, we've been getting sightings about how the fact that there are hilly trolls pouring out of nowhere, everywhere. Every 10 seconds more come.
roleplay action Max is like stumbles and hits the table.
I would try and say I would try and say it for you, but that would probably look really weird with like a guy's voice, that kind of voice coming out of Razor.
Fine. I mean, Max, are you alright?
Don't worry about me. I lost some men while we were escaping.
I'm sorry.
It's part of the job. But anyway, forget about that. We need to prepare Mondstadt. The
Understandable.
Langsnakes are at your beck and call.
Understandable. So that means we have your men. How many did you lose?
2,
Oh, hi.
5.
More than enough.
5. Oh, Razor knew of the first 2.
Understandable. Then I'll
two.
be able to count them out to that are left. So, we have the
Oh.
Adventures Guild, which are a good amount as well. The Knights are going to have to play defense. And you said the fact that it's being run by a lector. That's
Yeah,
problematic.
I think I recall something that he said. Something about their princess not doing what they want and they want to take Mondstadt for themselves or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. I think he
Their
said something
princess.
about Twilight or something princess. If she's not gonna do something, then we'll do it without her or something.
Looks
I
like the
don't-
Abyss is not as united as we think.
I guess that's a good thing, though. That means we're not facing complete and utter attack by the Abyss itself. Though, if this is just a small part of the Abyss, I'm quite worried of what we'll have to deal with later. Either way.
We should worry about the
Did
present
you
right
get to
now. I think.
Did you get a chance to
Acting
see how
Grandmaster.
many were fighting?
The host that we saw was more than what we can handle. With your permission, I will send out word to the rest of my group, and they will assemble here as fast as they can.
They should have already been
The
here.
strength that you see here outside guarding Mondstadt's walls is only a fraction of what I can feel. With your permission, I can bring them here.
We can't... Max, just stand down for a moment. This is Mondstadt. As well as your people, there's no way you would be able to get any information from there. The pigeon mail is down. Unless you're going to send a messenger to be able to arrive within the night, there's no way you're going to be able to get your men from Sumeru here. This is happening tonight.
It's still worth a try.
Try. Fine. But we need to handle this now.
Oh, don't worry. We will. And the Langsnets will do what it is required to defend Mondstadt.
Understandable.
I promise you that.
All right. With everything that we have ready, we should be able to gather everything. What else did you learn while you were on recon?
Sit down.
So they had a gallery of those orbs, like the ones that the other fountain I had with him. I think we brought Sucrose and Lisa brought some with them as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we brought a number of them with us.
As well as several books,
Where are
which
they?
we obviously do not have time to.
Well, Razor's holding the bag that Max passed him over. We were going to hand him the sucrose whenever she comes back.
Oh yeah, what about the two big ones that Diluc got?
The big ones? Yeah. I'm
Didn't you-
guessing you're talking about this one.
That's his
Oh, right.
Show me.
Okay, roleplay action. Razor will hand Jean the bag.
The wrapped up curtain.
Wrapped up orbs, yeah.
She's going to open it, and
Be
it's
careful,
going
Master
to be
Jean.
glowing
And you're saying the fact that you have multiple of these?
They had like a
Yeah,
factory of
they-
them. It looked like.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did, and almost as if they had them on display.
like I had the thought that maybe they were gathering the abyss, harnessing farming the abyss energy from the mad beasts. So much at the same time.
Razor and Bennett think maybe they were trying to use. This looks
Give me a
similar to
signal
the
when you
stuff
want me
that
to come
the
in.
animals
You could come in whenever.
looked like they looked kind of similar to the energy that was flowing off the animals.
Yes.
Right? And I thought that maybe they were taking the animals and siphoning or whatever the energy from said animals.
So you're saying they're cultivating animals in order to create these orbs?
Yes.
Razor,
Max's men came earlier with basically a stock full. I wasn't able to see it because the fact that we were in the meeting. It should be right outside.
The fact that this
Mm.
avatar exists, I will never get over.
So the books and a very large chest is sitting right out here. The chest is abyssal energy. It is literally has already changed over, and it has the abyssal
If she wants to,
galaxy through it.
Sucrose also had Bennett and I gather some books from the weird cathedral place that we were at.
Yeah, they were
We
locked
put them
behind
with
the
the
door that
other
we
stuff
forced.
too.
They were locked behind the door that we forced our way
Yeah.
through, so they must be important.
How are you?
Understandable.
So, yeah.
Just put it with the rest and whatever you found. We'll have Mr.
How are your
Elevator be
legs?
able to basically look through them
My
whenever
legs
he
are
can.
fine. It's just
Understood.
an overall weakness.
All
I'll
right, then. Yeah,
fine
then so
after a few
roleplay
more
action.
days.
Razor will
And Bennett.
pull all the
Oh,
books
that's good
that
to
he
hear.
had stored,
We need to
including
see
that
if I
one
get
you had
up
us had me roll for, into
Something
the
going
pile.
on?
Yes.
Oh,
We weren't able to call for you, but I'm imagining that Sucrose has already called you. They have brought artifacts from the domain that they went to. A lot of them are abyssal. We're going to have to rely on you in order to try to see if there's anything that you can do.
I'll
As
look
well
over
as-
everything you have.
She'll step forward. Yes, abyssal.
yeah.
She'll basically open and show the two large crystals, the two large orbs, as well as point to the chest.
Supposedly, from what I've been told, they've been cultivating from the animals to be able to make this. And apparently,
She's going to walk over, open the chest, and there is nothing but a chest full of the orbs.
Whoa. That's a lot.
That is a concerning quantity.
She's going to basically put the other one in.
it seems to be held back, apparently, as long as it's not touching anything directly. If it's touching it directly, it taints it. But it doesn't seem to go past the second piece.
So the inner lining of the chest is keeping the chest itself from corrupting?
The corruption is only limited to the chest itself. So it looks like there are a certain amount of layers.
So, roleplay action while you were changing, I said the fact that the chest is an abyssal glow, as well as it has its a little abyssal pattern. It is reeking of abyssal. And it is literally like, there's a miasma coming from it as it is open.
Well, once your office is free, I'll start going over it.
It seems like they were able to get quite a lot of books, but I don't think we're going to have time.
Like I mentioned earlier, we have to bring it now, the army, to this lector. Everything is basically flowing from these places that they have set up. Mondstadt is under attack, and we must go against them. We are now at war.
Roleplay action. Razor, when after Razor had seen that chest, his expression kind of went from kind of amazement to when he to kind of a bit of anger, considering that he just realized that if they were cultivating it from the animals, that might also meant his his Lupical, and so he's gonna like look really peeved, like
Understandable.
RP action, Bennett is gonna hold Razor back so he doesn't explode.
Aww. Max's men, the Adventurers Guild, as well as the Knights of Ravonius, are all ready. The only problem is the fact that we need to be able to organize and prepare. Supposedly what I've heard from, at least from Bennett and Razor, is the fact that there is a place in Woldingdom, there's a place in...
Beach, Blaines.
It's a place in...
I can tell exactly. What
Blaines? A beach plains. I would imagine what you saw before was... I don't know exactly where we can pinpoint it. But all we can do is guess the different sections.
This isn't the first time we've dealt with portal hubs. We ran into one other. V, you were... Where did you go?
I'm right here.
Remember that
Roleplay
domain?
action, he's like turning over himself.
Yeah, so he's... Remember that domain that you and Void had gone inside? I didn't get a very good look myself, but wasn't there multiple Wasn't that also a portal hub of some kind?
Yes, my memory is a little blurry of that.
If
Fair
I
enough.
remember correctly, how you explained it was the fact that it was connected to all 4 winds, as in the Falcon of the Falcon domain, the Lion domain, even the Wolf domain.
Yes.
It connected all of them and taken over those domains as their own. So they
Well,
most likely are going to be coming out of the domains themselves.
Yes, there are multiple other domains across Mondstadt, so it's not out of the question that they're using those as portal hubs.
All right then. We're going to have to send some of our men to basically hold the line at each domain spot. There's a possibility that these portals are more than just random places, but domain sections. I don't know where...
Preparing the...
Go ahead.
I was just going to suggest preparing the front of the city for a siege is probably the best. Pit traps, spikes, anything we can do to slow down an assault.
We've been working on that.
Oh.
The bridge is completely trapped and also fortified.
Oh, you can count on my engineers to turn Mondstadt into a fortress. But considering that you
Engineers?
already have a massive moat surrounding you, our preparations will have to just stay at entrances.
From what the Adventurers Guild has pointed out, there has not been any rabid animals anymore. We have yet to find Andreas yet, but it looks like at least we're not fighting the animals anymore. It's just the abyss.
So they got all the energy they needed.
I guess.
Razor wants. If they don't have control over the animals anymore, Razor wants to try and see if he can find Lupacol. If we can get the if Razor can get Lupacol, well, to help. Well, then I'm pretty sure Razor pretty certain that animals would like to have a bone to pick with some of those
Agreed.
abyss.
If you can find Andreas, it would be good if he was on our side, but you have to be careful. We don't know if they're still under his power, or he's under their power.
There's also that Falcon that we met. If we can recruit them as well.
Understandable.
It's
So-
Traveler's not here, right?
No,
There's
the
also
Traveler's not here.
There's also the wind barrier to consider. It's possible we still can't get there, and taking the time to go check is just going to slow us down.
It has yet to come down. All I can tell is the fact that Dvalin has not come out. We've seen him flying around in the barrier, but it doesn't seem like he can go outside of it. Almost as if there's a power keeping it in. But it seems... It seems like they don't have any abyssal taint to them, from what we've seen.
So,
Yes, they're angry.
it sounds like it makes it sound like they are trying to keep him in so that he can't help.
Exactly.
That sounds
Perhaps.
accurate.
He was already affected by Abyss before, right? Maybe they cannot do it again, or is more resistant to it because of what Traveler did to him.
Not out of the
Or-
question.
It's a possibility that he might even be more. I don't know. All I know is the fact that at this time, we'll have to assume that he's going to stay completely trapped. We'll have to handle him later. If we can recruit the Falcon and the Wolf, we should be able to have a better edge. We are very limited at this moment in time. We might have a total of maybe 2,000 men left. And that's including the wonderful women that are fighting as well.
And Razor will go and try and find Lupacol.
I'll go with him. Just to be sure that he
Elise?
doesn't go alone.
Okay, I was about to say, please don't go alone. As well as because the fact that the animals have died down. With the sightings of the hilly trolls, there might be more hilly trolls and abyss mages than you've ever seen.
Watch out.
At least
have a
take a few.
feeling. Razor have a feeling that either that Lupacol might be lying low somewhere where there might not be as many hilly trolls if they are still trying to recover themselves.
I think we should focus on trying to take down the Lector. But I don't know how. Do you have any ideas of how the possibility that we can be able to find this Lector and end his terrain? I think pretty much as soon as he goes down, the rest will fall with him.
Well, given the fact that we've picked up the crystals and a lot of the taint that was affecting the animals is cleared up, it's not entirely out of the question that we can use elemental sight to try and seek the largest, what's the word I'm looking for? The largest collection, I
Concentration.
suppose? Thank you. Concentration of abyssal energy.
Understandable.
RP action.
Alright.
Sorry. RP action.
Oh, hey!
Oh, hey.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
So all right then, like role
No.
play action.
I was about to say.
Razor will take. Yeah, Razor will take Bennett, and they'll
Yeah.
leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Triggs.
RP action.
if we're going to
Marcus
go
comes
through
by.
that,
It's
we only have 2,000 men.
well.
Hold on.
It
hold
looks
on,
like
hold
you
on.
need my help. Then.
Yes, if you're going to help, if you can.
Yes. I
Can
may.
you
I may not be completely out of it, but I still feel some connection, some abyssal link to those things that changed me. I think I may be able to
Understandable.
track the main guy, since that was the orb that I stole. It was his.
Understandable.
Excuse me, acting grandmaster.
Yes, Max.
Might we continue this in your office?
And
Roleplay
oh,
action.
and like
Points
and
around. We have
I
refugees
was just gonna
watching
say,
us.
Jihan would have been following
I
behind
think they
Marcus.
should hear
Yeah, he
this.
needs to be watched right now.
Then you want them. I'm not doubting you, but is it wise to discuss our plans of attack so openly?
We are fighting the abyss,
Do you have much of
not
a-
people.
It serves us no good
As
to
you
be
wish.
looking over our shoulders for imaginary enemies, and these are the people of Mondstadt.
Besides,
As
you
you
don't
wish.
exactly have much of a choice, Max. Just saying.
I know the damage I caused to this city, and I want to help.
Good.
Make things right.
You might be our best bet.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I can help track them down. I'm easily sense that I'm literally a connection to them.
Question
I
though.
see. Yes.
If we're going to go after the lector, he's going to be concentrating most of his forces. How are we going to breach through his lines with 2,000 men? As you say, acting grandmaster, do we have anything that can even out the odds? That can negate the numbers?
Well, the odds are the Lector won't be part of the frontal assault, so if we time it correctly, we can probably catch the Lector while he's not as guarded, I suppose.
His
We've
pants
only
down.
defeated it once in that domain. There's no reason why we can't again.
As well as the whole point of the reason why Razor left was to take care of, or try to find, Andreas. If Andreas joins the fight, and also the, this figment of Falcon, we should be able to at least have a distraction. So, from what I can
What was
see
that?
is the fact that if we protect Mondstadt itself, we send the pink part, the party of yours to be able to go after the Lector.
Albedo, I need you to go through these books and find any possible idea of what we can be able to do. I know we only have a few hours.
I can do it.
The problem is the fact that I don't know what to do with these orbs.
Well, wait.
Given the ones that I wound up creating due to the treatments, I have been looking into ways of purifying them, or at least making them stable, so I've made some headway. And
Understandable.
RP actually, he leans over to kind of look at the chest. He's like, I have my work cut out for me, though, but I believe I can do it. The biggest orb should be our first focus.
Understandable.
Well, wait. If the Abyss
There's a
Order has
chest
been
of-
collected...
There's a
Yeah,
chest of of lots of orbs, yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
mean, yeah,
emitting
kind of
miasma.
like, he's like, well,
if
wait.
anything, I'll
If
also
the-
send some of my alchemists to assist you.
Go ahead, Trip.
They might not know
I
as
should
much
be-
as you,
If
but they'll still help you.
if all
Sucrose
of
and
that
Timaeus
was
are more than
made by
enough
the
help, but I
Abyss
appreciate your offer.
Order,
You underestimate
and
how
they were
intelligent
using
they are.
that for themselves, they're probably gonna want that back.
They're probably heading
Could
our
it be
way.
possible that if we could try and use these orbs to possibly bait out the Lector, maybe? Because
I
he's
doubt
probably
the
gonna
Lecter will
want
go
those.
himself.
But it's a good
I
option.
underestimate how
It might be
cowardly
able
they
to
can
pull
be.
the heat away.
We can thin
Yeah.
the earth a little bit if we spread the orbs around.
Yeah, they'll be they'll try and get those back, which will probably give some of our forces the chance of picking off those that have thinned out.
Hmm.
Probably.
We shouldn't risk
So,
scattering
what
too
you're
many until we know it's going to
suggesting-
work, though.
Agreed.
So what you're suggesting is to defeat them in detail?
Well, just bait them and take out the forces that might remain behind, but don't have as many men backing them up.
Because
So in
that
other
is what
words,
you're
we could trap them.
suggesting. Defeating them in detail. Have them
Hmm.
on a merit chase around Mondstadt trying to look for their orbs.
No,
Yeah,
not
and
a
as-
merry chase. I'm thinking
bit,
we
but-
could take it to, well, Wolvingdom's either Wolvingdom's arena or the
Mhm.
Colosseum.
I feel like the Colosseum may be a better bet. It's not as close to Mondstadt, and also Andreas will be less likely to be a little put out by it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
If we can take it all to the Colosseum and be able to fight there, we would be able to do a full assault if they follow it. But we would have to be able to bring the heat to these orbs. And that also means there's a possibility that we might lose a lot of people.
Well,
So
you can
I've
count
been
on
developing some things to keep the corruption in check. As you know, I have more than one crystal here. I could try and modify it so it can obscure the energy, so they won't be able to sense it until you get there. I can't
It's a
say it'll last for
possibility.
very long. It will eat through the container eventually, but it'll buy you time.
Albane, oh shoot, she would use your full title, but I can't remember the full title. Do you think you can be able to put a seal on this chest so that when it's closed, it doesn't leak out miasma?
I believe I can accomplish that.
If you can do that, we'll be able to more properly bait it, as well as, of course, close off the miasma that's leaking from it from the beginning.
You're not suggesting taking the entire chest as bait, are you?
No, but we'll be able to create another chest. We have plenty that we can be able to separate them.
All right.
However you think would be enough to be able to get their attention, that's all that matters. I don't know how to use this thing for advantage, but we can at least be able to bring them to that Colosseum. If we go to the Colosseum, make everyone go around the Colosseum, and as they file in, we can basically, well, do an
Pincer
assault
them.
in that way. Yes. I don't think the Lector will come down to it, so I still will have to call upon you to be able to find the Lector. some way or somehow. There's a possibility that the Lector is watching, so I don't think there's going to be any messengers going back and forth. But if you can go the opposite direction of where the Hilly Trolls and the Abyss Mages, at least the Abyss Mages, perhaps we'll be able to follow them backwards to where they're hiding.
Hello, Tiny.
Well,
It's possible.
so let me get this straight. Then, Acting Grandmaster. We're going to be using those chests as bait for the main army to follow to this Colosseum. And while the main force is there, we're going to go out and strike at the Lector while his forces are distracted.
There still will be quite a lot of people here protecting Mondstadt itself, but it is fortified. As long as they can hold their front, we'll have Mondstadt protected, and then the full assault will be going to the Colosseum, like we said. And yes, I want a group to go after the Lector himself.
You do have to keep in mind that this force that you're going to be sending to the Colosseum, you're asking them to fight to the death. You might not know how long we have to find the Lector and kill him.
That's why you have to go as fast as possible.
I know the members of the Adventurers Guild are willing to do whatever it takes to defend Mondstadt.
V,
Well,
Yes.
would you be so kind as to move the chest into
already
the Grandmaster's
I've already
office? I should begin work
sacrificed men
listening
enough.
here to them
You have my
chatters.
forlorn hope. These men are not afraid of death. Just,
Happy action. She
I
just
want them to
adjusts
die
her gloves
wisely.
before going over.
Of course. Do you have another option?
At
Do
the present,
you need help
no.
moving the chest, V?
Then
At the
unfortunately,
present, no.
that's all we have.
RP action. She lifts the chest and
Unfortunately.
just looks at you. As goes,
Oh, hey, I was just offering. Jeez.
Are your knights ready to do what might be required of them for Mondstadt?
Of course they are.
Fine.
Though,
Thank you, V.
I'm
Appreciate it.
relying on you, Marcus. And V. Whatever is going to happen, you need to lead them as quickly as possible to the Lector. Because every moment that
I
you
don't think
waste
there's
is
any way
another
you
life
could.
lost.
Miss Acting Grandmaster, you can count on me.
But our
I am the
hands are
fastest
tied,
here.
it's not like we can't do
Lisa has
anything,
been
and I'm not
helping me
strictly
with
going to
my
run.
predicament. And I think I can manipulate it a little bit. To a certain extent. Not to
Okay.
extent of the vision holder.
You're not going to pull a
But
stunt like you did before, right?
let's just say that time is not an issue.
No, I can't make any promises.
Understandable.
Roleplay action. Jihin is gonna put his hand on Marcus's shoulder. He's like, I guess you and
Acting
Razor
Grandmaster.
have a thing in
There are some
common.
other things I'd like to talk to you about.
Don't remind me.
Do not interrupt people, Max.
Well, I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way, Marcus.
Well,
No,
you
I
won't be
know,
wrong
I
either.
know.
I
Anyway,
mean, Razor was
Marcus,
taught by Lisa, and look how he turned out.
I know that you had an issue with the situation. I don't want you around the orbs or touching them in any way, especially because that's what caused you to be in your situation as you are now.
I know.
But if you can help Mr. Albedo to be able to go through these abyssal papers, we'll be able to go and see things a little more deeply. I'm going to give everyone 4 hours before we actually leave. That's the best we can do.
Understood. I'm almost at
All right, Max, can you get your men ready for everything that we need to do within 4 hours?
Well, my request is the same.
I'll have to
I'm
work them
back.
out of their... Forgive my language, but I'll have to work them out of their ass. But it's not the first time they've had to fight in the siege. They can...
Understandable.
They will.
It will be up to you on how many of your men actually go to the arena or how many of the knights go to the
Do your
arena.
best and don't do
But
anything careless, okay?
I
There's no
really
need
think
for
that your
grand
men are more
sacrifices.
ready to handle a full assault.
They'll do what is required, and they'll do what is expected of them.
All right.
I promise you that. There are
Alright,
some things I'd like
gather
to
them
talk to
together.
you about, though.
Understandable.
Well, for one, Do we have your permission to set up extra defenses and traps around Mondstadt?
Yes.
All right. We'd also like to construct some. We'd also like to construct some siege engines to help aid in the defense.
What do you mean siege engines?
Trebuchets, catapults, ballista, you name it.
If you
You'll
can
need
make
some
it
extra
within an
firepower.
hour, yes, but
Oh, you'll be surprised about what these drunkards can do.
Mm.
Oh yes,
Whatever
I've been to
that
helps.
spot
Sumeru.
knight of
I've
yours.
seen, yeah, I've been to Sumeru. I've seen what they can do in a very small period of time. They can
All right.
get quite a lot done, surprisingly.
Yes.
I do not
I'm
care
not here.
what
I'm over
happens,
there.
but I do have one request.
Yes.
Whoever goes to fight the Lector, or whatever is going on, I have to go with that team.
Understandable. That's fine.
Hmm.
You're probably going
And
with Marcus and his party.
No, we're not in the best situation, V, but I think the situation calls for it.
It is not you I am worried about. My concerns lie elsewhere. I will have to discuss something with you eventually.
Understandable.
It's
As soon as I give everyone their orders, I am going to be open for you to speak to me. But first I need to speak to Max.
Okay. I was gonna ask something, but if you're busy talking to him, I can wait.
It would be best if you go talk to so basically, what is his name?
Cyrus.
The head. So Cyrus. Sorry, Cyrus is in there as well as some knights are still in there as well. They're helping you as much as you want. I'm sorry, I keep flicking people off, but that's the only way I can do an ad this. But go ahead and speak to Cyrus. He will be able to fill you in with everything that we're going to be doing.
All right. Well, I was just gonna say, if you need, I know you don't have very many people to help lead, but as you probably know, I had tried to become Knight of Favonius in the past. I do know some of the tactics that you all employ in situations like this. If you need
Yes.
if you need somebody to help lead some of your men into the charge, I would be more than happy to.
It will be
I
up to
didn't get
you on
this-
who.
I didn't get. I mean, I didn't get this scar on my face. You know, being standing there by myself. I was doing it to protect, my fellow knights in training. So.
Agreed. All I can say is the fact that you are fully a knight in my eyes. At this moment in time, you can choose if you want to protect Mondstadt or follow the charge and lead those to take on the army. Or you can join the party with Marcus. At this moment in time,
I
Where
believe.
is-
Well, I believe.
where is Garrett?
I've told you
Uh,
already. He and Lorraine got into the wrong portal when we were exiting that domain.
Right. That was when you were explaining certain things. Understandable.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we can't spend the options to be able to go find him. I'm hoping that he will be able to be guided by Barbados. May the winds actually lead him back.
If I've known Garrett
He's
for
a
long
stubborn
enough,
bastard. He'll be
Yeah.
able to make his way here.
For once, I actually agree with him. Garrett definitely will have. Garrett will be able to get back here. I'm certain of it.
Understandable. Then we'll go on with to the second phase.
Just don't tell
Marcus,
him I
as soon as you
endorsed him, okay?
can,
I have a
get
reputation to
prepared.
keep.
You will be leading to be able to
Fine, I
find the
will.
strongest place that has Abyssal, as well as V. Bring whoever you think will be able to help you in your group. The best that you can bring, the stronger your group is going to be.
Understood.
There you
It'd be great if you could have a little bit of training so that we could at least synergize our tactics. So little time.
In a moment, please talk to me. You are
I mean,
been a great
I'm
help.
pretty sure you have plenty of time to get more suitable combat-ready clothing.
Just like opens the door and walks in.
No, it's not that.
How are you doing?
I've been away for months and for so long I forgot how they felt.
I've
So
just
you-
been writing some things down.
These
We
things
had
will
Sucrose
end
bring
up
some
with-
things from the lab, but it shouldn't be too difficult to see
Unfortunately,
where
the
chest.
Grandmaster,
remember
who
those
put
books
Gene in
that-
charge,
Oh,
took
He
all
took
the
all of them,
horses
didn't he?
with him. Yeah, he took all of them with him.
heard what?
So we
I don't know if you
where
heard,
he-
but
where
we
he
only
took
have
them,
4 hours to
honestly.
work. Of course, you'll be able to work
the
everything,
knights
but
of
I don't think
Cornelius
it
are
would be
going to be
right if
fighting
you went
dismounted.
with the party.
We've done it.
So you're
we've done
basically
it
going to
plenty
have to
of
give them
times
as
so
much
far.
information as you can to take with
If
them.
we
Hold
did-
the
if we were-
formation at least.
I'll help.
As much as I
Just-
want to go with them,
I'm
it'd be.
Yeah, I've seen.
I'm in no
I've seen
state.
it.
I'd
I've seen
just
a couple of
drag
these
them
right
down.
there.
That,
Yeah,
and I'm
pretty
fairly
sure
certain V
they'll
would
be able to
probably tie me to the
I mean,
chair.
They're pretty. They're pretty sturdy.
Goodness, this thing.
I'm sorry you guys
That's
made
Miles
this
says
understandable.
decision
otherwise.
because of. I'll do my best to correct everything.
Plus, I
My
was
men
trying
fight.
to be.
I made my own
Understandable.
choices, Marcus. You have nothing to apologize for.
Before,
Marcus, V, and Beta, please focus on as much as you can to get us information for this fight. I'll be back in about 3 hours. I need
Alright,
to go check
Do you want
on
me
the
to
cathedral.
prioritize the books, or do you want me to prioritize the chest?
Since we're going to be fighting
chest.
together, I'm going to have to ask the
Okay,
acting
Sucrose
master
should be able to follow
some,
instructions I give her.
time at least
Where are
for
the books
knights
that
and my
was
men
I
to
was
get used
that
to
were
each other's
mentioned?
fighting styles.
They're
My
right
men fight in
outside.
formation.
Apparently,
RP
there are
action
quite a
V
few.
had brought the
Knights
chest in here.
front, great sword in the
Okay, so the
middle,
chest is here. So the chest is here.
and
It's
across
getting rid of a
the back.
miasma. The fact that it's in the smaller room, it's starting to kind of like, you know, it's doing the same thing as if it was it was dry ice, pretty much, just pushing it off.
Okay, so the books
As
are
soon-
in there?
No, the books are outside. They're just flowing out.
Okay.
I'll just RP
Okay.
action just
The chest is about like this
Bring them.
big, and it's full.
Okay. Oh, so it's small enough it could sit on the table.
You're definitely going to find a lot of good
Yes.
stuff
Okay.
and-
Alright.
that are capable of using both-
I'll likely
both the
send the
sword
chest with
and the-
Sucrose and some instructions. She's smart enough; she'll be able
and as
to
well
apply
as
the
some that are
seal on
decent
her own.
archers.
Understandable. Please
guard the books.
try to figure out the best way, how many we should actually put into
We'll
the
have to
dummy
integrate
chest,
them
and how much
such
it will
a
stay
short amount
here.
of time.
I'm pretty sure the
But
lector will see
protocol
whatever we
best
do.
mercenary groups in
I have a
Sumatra.
feeling that he's using otherworldly means to be watching us.
Who's a spark
Honestly,
knight
I
shine?
wouldn't be surprised if these orbs are that otherworldly
I
means.
don't think Albedo or
Agreed.
Gene are gonna want
Then we
Gene
should
to be in
probably
the
keep
middle of all
our
that.
meetings
She's
away
just
from
a
it.
child. Granted,
V,
a child
I know
that
you
has
mentioned you know a bit about
explosive
Abyssal, or
reputation
more than that.
that the Knights try
While
their
he is
best to
focusing on the
keep
seal,
quiet,
I
because
need you
not
to be
everyone
good
wants
focusing on the
They don't
books.
want everyone to
Maybe
know
Marcus
that
can be
she
able to help you as
was
well.
able to do have
And
the
like I
Once I
said,
delegate the
Marcus,
seal to
you're,
Sucrose, I can. Oh, sorry.
you're forbidden to touch
You would have
any
to
of the
take that
orbs.
up with
I know,
Albedo,
I know.
Gene, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't think.
Once I
Everything
delegate the
else-
seal to Sucrose, I should be able to focus on the books as well. It's a simpler task than it seems,
We're not
especially
going to
for
have her.
someone with the knowledge she
She's
does.
going to stand up back
With some
as-
instructions, she'll be fine.
Look, there is some times
Understandable.
where we need
All right, let's
the
get to
spark
work.
knight, and now
We will
is
be
the
able to
Alright.
handle
one of those
everything we can
times.
do.
Okay, if you could have a knight come and bring these orbs up to the lab, I'll write some instructions for her.
Alrighty. So roleplay
maybe
action, she'll
if you
call
had her
on
in
to
the
a
back
knight.
line
They'll come
helping
on
with the
in, and so
whole
on and so forth.
siege engines,
Let me do the
ammunition thing,
one-on-ones
like, you know,
with
rifles
these two, and
explosives
we
or
can
something, I
end.
don't know.
Hey, Max, did
you have everything you wanted to talk about?
No, this
Mhm.
system.
Oh no, not quite. I'm going to have to ask you, for at least a short amount of time for your men and my men to synergize their fighting styles. They're gonna be fighting together. We can't have them. We can have my
Like
men
the
fighting
pink
one way and
parties,
your men fighting
like
a
again.
different way.
Yeah, I
I will
Just to get
briefly.
used
Never
to it.
mind. Let's get to work.
I will be calling everyone together
Yes.
in the front of
course.
Mondstadt to gather to be ready for the 4th.
All right, in RP action, he
So,
starts
it should be
writing. And to
rather
anyone
nice
other than
and
an
fast
alchemist,
within
it
reach
honestly
that
just looks like gibberish.
everyone that is able will be gathering in front of the actual section.
Our,
And when I
our
say
PR,
gathering,
she
it's
is
going to be on
very
the exit of
begrudgingly
Mondstadt.
picking up a
on the
book
side.
and starts flipping through it.
We'll be
Yeah,
using the
I've
boats
already
in
informed
order to
The
It looks like
action
she's touching the
Marcus does the
vessels, but
same,
something will
except
blow
his
up.
knowledge of Abyss is the same as a toddler. So he tries.
He's like, this says duck. That says cow.
Exactly.
Apple.
He also wants to ask you about something that I've already told him that he would have to ask you and Albedo about. But I think he's very adamant about asking you about it.
What is it, Max?
Where's Klee? Your spot knight?
She's drawing in the room.
And not being clear.
Now would have been a good time to bring out a trump
He
card.
stays away from
That is
Klee.
The spot knight.
Understandable.
Can I
I
turn
won't
into
be
this
holding her
mirror if he
back,
tries
but she's
anything?
going to be part of the defense, not the attack.
I'm
What makes
obligated
Klee
not to
unique?
answer that question. I'm obligated to say no, but
Suggestion that they could use her bomb making
Alright,
capabilities for some of these siege engines he's gonna have this mid.
Unfortunately, Cleese, she knows quite a lot, but most of her bombs comes from her vision. It's
I can't bring myself to trust him.
stockpile.
Fair point.
I've been saying that since the beginning.
It would have been
No,
a
this
great
is-
thing to see.
I don't know why, but I kept having the feeling that he hurt my
Floating limbs
behind
everywhere.
a lot.
But you should be able to at least
You know what?
help
Never
her
mind.
put
I
bombs
just
into
don't like the guy as well.
actual, machines. As long as she doesn't go into battle fully, I'm fine
Oh,
with
no.
her helping.
Oh no. Oh, we
You
may
might
be
have to
hunting
explain that with
murderers, but
Albedo.
we're not
None
going
of
to
this-
let it. But we're not gonna let a child
This
go
is-
into war.
Yes.
I mean, believe me,
Alright.
the Hilly Trolls are very, very familiar with her capabilities, but yeah, front line is out of the question.
All right, Max.
Mm.
Start gathering your people and separating them according to where you want them to be. I need the part that going to the lecture to be small, so they're not noticed. So I would imagine you can choose to where they go. If they stay here at Mondstadt, or at the Colosseum ruins.
I'll have to gather my most insane drunks to go with us on that suicide mission. I'll be going
Got
along
it.
with the Lecter hunt. I have a few
see.
choice words for him.
Understandable.
Then
Be prepared, then.
Do
Master
you
Jean,
need
can you have
somebody?
a moment?
Then I can. Do you want me to
Yes.
lead your men at the Colosseum then?
Yes, what is it?
That's where you're gonna
They're a
be sending
bit,
them, right?
I overhear you speaking about Klee.
It's going to be divided into three forces. One for the
I don't
Lecter,
feel comfortable allowing
one for the
that. I
trap,
don't
and
want
one
her
for
with
here.
Max.
The
No,
men I'm
she's
going
not
to
gonna be
leave
with
here, they're
Max.
going to be the largest.
What I
For
basically
obvious
spoke to
reasons.
him about is the fact that
The
she's
second
not going
largest is
put
going
into
to be the
battle.
ones who are
She's
going to
staying
be
here in Mondstadt.
going alongside
pretty
the
much
suicide
staying on
mission
this
in the
side of the
Colosseum, and then the rest are going to come
He
along
said
with
the
me
fact
as
that
we
he's
hunt
going
for
to be
this
putting
Lecter.
machines that are going to
You're
throw
not
things.
going to be going us
He's
in the
going to be
Lecter hunt?
helping them pretty much throw her bombs. from
No, I'm pretty sure
RP action. He
they
looks
got themselves
notably
covered.
relieved. It says, "Oh,
Plus,
she's going to enjoy that."
I saw that look. I
She
saw
will.
that look
She
in
might think it's a game.
I saw that look in
But
Razor's eyes.
I, as well as you, would not want
If he
her
if
to
he
enter
if
the
he wasn't
battlefield.
already an electro
As far as
user,
we can get her, she's
his
going to be taken
I
care
saw
of.
that I
With
saw that
ours,
I saw that
wouldn't
flame of
want her to be
determination in
fighting
his
the
eyes.
corner.
I think if anyone has a vendetta against that Lecter,
Klee
it
likely
seems like
wouldn't
he
let
as of
us
right
keep
now
her
is
if
the
we
most
tried.
burning, being passionate about sticking
Understandable.
it to
So,
where-
yes,
sticking it
she
to
will
where
be
the Lecter
protected as much as we can.
And I know,
Okay.
I'm not gonna be the one that stands between being an angry
So,
wolf boy.
Everything's being arranged. I need
the
to go
person who
gather
is
the
not-
knights and be prepared. Max has already mentioned the fact that
Since
we
you're
are
going
going
to be
to
fighting
unify
more
our
in that ambush,
strategies. But I will leave you in charge of basically speaking to everyone and preparing the lecture party.
He's holding like a
Very well. I do have one more question.
Yes.
Garrett is notably absent.
From what I've told, he accidentally got into a different portal. I don't know the story because we don't have enough time. But he's been separated, as well as Loreen.
I consider it as a gift.
I see.
I'm worried as well.
I'll be sure to keep this in mind.
Thank you for letting me know. And RP
Unfortunately,
action,
at
he
this time-
turns.
Go ahead. At this time, we can't afford to go find him.
I'm going
Supposedly,
No,
it
I
has to do with the
understand.
beach. That's all I know.
Well, we'll just have to trust that he's
Oh.
capable enough to survive on his own.
Understandable.
Let's hope we'll be
Yes.
able to see each other
All right.
after the end of
Good
this.
luck, and may Barbados's winds be with you.
May the
I
winds
have
be with you
yet-
as well.
May Barbados be with
I've
us.
yet to see him yet.
Yeah.
Barbados be with us.
He's been present. We haven't seen him.
Well,
Out of
I
character.
definitely
I didn't realize
let
she
you know if
left.
I have plans after this.
Just very busy.
Poor Jean.
You're not the only one who has plans. Until the next battle.
I think we already have enough RP, so
Actually-
we're just gonna go for us.
Yeah,
Gonna leave.
I think this is just the last little bits for the night. What time is it? Oh wow, it's not as late as I thought it was. It's only 10:30 here, which is really early because sometimes we run as late as 1.
Yeah, I tried not to. I have been rushing a little bit, but in character. Mr. Albedo?
Ah, sucrose.
Yes,
I have some instructions here for you.
of course.
So, I'm capable of translating some of these texts, but I can't do it and create the seal for the chest at the same time. So this, in RP action, he hands her a couple of papers which are basically alchemy jargon. Like sucrose can translate it, but it's relatively advanced. It says, try and follow those instructions to create a seal on the chest that the orbs are currently in, and another slightly smaller chest.
Okay, understandable. Though there's something really concerning me.
What?
Razor, he gave me a map.
Okay.
She'll kind of shift around and pull it and give it to him.
RP action, he'll look it over.
Roleplay action, it's a map, but it has nothing to do with it looked nothing like,
Teyvat.
it looks nothing but Teyvat. Are you looking?
Yeah.
You recognize it.
I don't know what it means.
I'm not familiar with
Let
this
me see
terrain
that.
either. RP action passes it over.
Can't wait for it. She's gonna look. So RP action. She's gonna be looking at this. And she just kind of turns immediately pale. Did he tell you where he found it?
No, he just said the fact he found it on a billboard. In the domain that he was in.
The one where they got the orbs?
Yes. No. Oh, there wasn't enough time. I don't know.
They were in the abyss, weren't they?
I think so. They went into basically a portal from the place that we were in. There were orbs, and then they went deeper. And they went to a place that we didn't go with. Me and Miss Lisa, we had to get the books.
I'll have to talk to one of them. Someone who was
Supposedly.
still in there.
Your
I
best
don't-
your best bet currently probably would be Master Diluc, since he was taken to the chapel. Razor and Bennett
Is he
they
okay?
looked like they were He looks he looks like he's seen better days, but he doesn't look severely injured.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, but
Understandable.
it looked like Razor and Bennett were booking it. So I'm assuming they have somewhere important to go.
Understandable. Master Dean's probably given them a mission. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we should go to D-Luke and talk about it.
I'll be fine here if you want to go take care of that, V.
Mm-hmm. Marcus, what are you planning on
Sucrose,
doing?
we're going to need those cases within the next 2 or
I'm
3
talking about
hours. The
the-
sooner the better, okay?
Understandable.
The
You
purification.
know where the
Okay.
cathedral is, correct?
Yes.
No, that's fine. I
You
was
should be
just
taken
checking
to the-
because
the
I'm gonna
healing
have
ward-
to,
The healing ward.
because I have to go
I'll
and
stay here and
familiar. I'm
finish.
gonna have to hold on.
Come back as soon as you can.
Very well.
I was
real
just
quick,
checking because I wanted to know
hey,
where you were gonna
Zips.
end up since
We can do that in text elsewhere because it's
Oh,
getting
let's
late.
You don't even have to. I'm about to call it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Oh
summarize
yeah, I was just
everything.
gonna.
You're just saying
I
that
was just
you
basically gonna.
do things.
Yeah, yeah. I was just gonna have, and I was just gonna have Jihan tell that Marcus that he wanted to make sure where he was gonna be because he was gonna go and familiarize himself with some of the knights. That he plans on being the one leading the ambush at the
Okay,
Coliseum.
with Sirius, of course. Alrighty.
Mhm.
So
Cyrus.
everyone wrap up, but roleplay action. We are done. We're done with the scene. I need to summarize things because we're going to not be roleplaying the whole thing because we're focusing on the Lecter party.
Kigs, I swear, every time.
Alrighty, everyone
What?
in. This is out of character, but I'm
I
telling you a
didn't do
summarized
anything.
summarization. Oh no,
Every
Triggs,
time
what
I'm
did you
just
do?
standing here, something you're on top of me.
Well, you
I
are
get to stand.
invisible, so I cannot tell you.
Woohoo! Potato, you can stand.
The tags are supposed to be off anyway,
And to
so...
tag that off as
Alright.
well. So
Why are you a floating child? Oh dear.
Come on,
Okay,
B.
so
Punts.
everyone, so basically, so I will summarize pretty much everything. When V basically goes to D-Luke, she gets an overview. She basically understands the fact that the map was an abyssal map. It has multiple markings throughout the whole entire country. And I mean all of the continent of Teyvat. But that will be a later date. You'll see the fact that its focus is on something other than what the small portals are, so they're not going to be much help. Marcus is going to lead the group. So what if you didn't hear, Max's men and the Knights of Rivonius and the Avengers Guild are all going to, for the next 4 hours, try to get prepared, get healed, get readied, get prepared to be able to do the march. Half of them are going to, actually less than half are going to stay here in Mondstadt with Klee and Albedo and a few others, and the rest are going to basically take the orbs that Sucrose has perfected with Albedo's help, taking them as a bait, and they're going to noticeably really quickly the fact that as they are heading towards there, the enemy is going to be drawn to them. Pretty much as long as it's closed, they can't see, but as soon as they open that chest, they will start having people following and going after.
Yeah, and Jihan
Either
will
way-
lead the ambush at the Coliseum.
I will basically tell you the outcomes of both of those. It matters on how fast the group will get through things and such, but basically that's the gist of what's going to happen with them. The people in Mondstadt are basically fortified, they are protected. When Razor goes, he's going to find Andreas extremely hurt and tired. The reason why is the fact that he's been attacked by the Falcon so much that he's basically found a place to hide under so the Falcon can't get to him.
Aww.
That's going to be a whole story on itself, but pretty much I'm just going to wrap it up in saying the fact that when they get there, Bennett and Razor are single-handedly going to talk to
Andreas. Andreas is going to get his stuff together, and he's going to agree to basically go on full attack. They're going to basically take care of people throughout the area rather than join the siege. As well as the Falcon stayed neutral and basically said, yes, I will be able to help. That is what I am made for. And basically, they are going to take to the sky. Andreas does not like it. One thing he will say is the fact that he'll call it an amalgamation of creation that should never be. And that's all he'll say about it. And so Razor and Bennett will be able to return if you want them to, and you can tell them to choose wherever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I wanted Razor to be there as part of the Elector fight. Because I had Gian say to Max, I'm not gonna stand in between a wolf boy and the person that hurt his family.
Understandable. Okay, so in that case, basically what we are going to do is we're going to start with Marcus is going to be leading them to the area that it is. Basically what they would have found out with the books, and I've actually counted up, there's going to be a lot of extra information that you'll be able to go through before, but basically what they are going to find out the most is the fact that the strongest place of Abyssal is still the domains. The domains are basically where they're coming out of, as well as some of the other places, but mostly the domains. And if you remember correctly, the crystal room that was connected all the domains together, that is the strongest. So most likely, what Marcus is going to do is he's going to sniff, 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 and find his way to the crystal room, which they basically broke. And it will be fortified again, but they'll be able to basically figure it out really quickly. Taking them into the domain, which is completely different than before. So, that is pretty much everything that you're going to go through. If you have any questions, please ask. Lorraine and Garrett, we're going to have to do a one-on-one. Okay. Whenever you're available, but it will have to be soon because I will be busy this week. But, whatever it works for you, Mr. Ender, because you're the one who has the issue.
If you let me know when it's about to happen, if I am available, don't schedule around me, but if I'm available, I can jump in as a cameraman and record for you.
Perfect. I will put on the group the fact of what they're going to be doing, so if anyone wants to join, they can, but I'm going to be focusing on these two's timetables. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Anything else?
What about the books that you had us roll for?
Oh, I need to know your numbers. Please send me the numbers in the group.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll DM them to you.
Alright, I'll do that.
Just throw it into general, please, and I will be able to tell you a lot. I'm going to count them all up, basically to give you more information of when you end up going to the domain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Pat.
I got it. So, I just have a thing that I need to add about, whenever V returns, she's gonna need to talk to Jean.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna kind of give you a rundown, because I don't really know about doing the whole...
To be fair, you might have caught her multiple times, so you can actually say the fact that you told her before you left.
Oh, that too.
It's up to you.
Okay, that works.
And spectators, you can talk now, sorry, if you wish.
Oh, bless.
Wow.
I'm debating on if this should...
We can go to the,
Oh, what a beautiful Hina avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty.
Oh, I forgot that I left the shader on the suit.
Okay, Princess Amit, nobody wanna...
I fell asleep.
Oh god, go sleep before you pass out in VR.
I'm also gonna go sleep
No,
immediately.
I shouldn't be falling asleep
take
right
care,
now
everyone.
at all. It's because my eyes are getting tired of pants put on. Once they